game.
Roslan 100% Pure Football presents Name of the Game Football.
Hello and welcome to Roslan 100% Pure Football presents Name of the Game Football. I'm Akriti with you. So FIFA World Cup 2018 ko semi-final stage ma hami aipughisakeka chhau. So we've got the top 4 semi-finalists for this World Cup 2018. So ekdamai ups and downs bhayo World Cup ma. We saw big teams exit, naya teams haruko agaman huna pugyo. So this World Cup was mixed bag. So World Cup ko semi-final stage ma hami chhau. So quarter final खेल को हामी फर्स्टमा कुरा गरौँ. So quarter final first game भएको हो Uruguay versus France को त्यो highlights हेरौँ. Then I will talk further about it. So let's see Uruguay versus France.
Name of the game.
Alright, so that was 2-0 to France against Uruguay, and France are in the semi-final stage. So I have invited a France fan, Pranav Ghimire, and Belgium fan, Sannidhya Chitrakar, in my show. So welcome, Yalai.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, alright, so starting with France, Uruguay versus France, 2-0. So this much you are in the semi-final. So as of the semi-final against Belgium. So quarter-final will kill like Uruguay sanga. Alikati quite easy थियो जस्तो पनि छ because of Cavani injury.
Yeah, that's true. Cavani didn't play. Cavani was playing really good. He was scoring goals. तर injury, it happens to everyone. It's a random thing that happens. तर Cavani नभएको it's easier because we had to worry less about the striker. Suarez was alone. He couldn't do anything alone because what we have seen from Uruguay is if they two combine, that's going to be a very powerful attack. So Cavani not being there, it's really easy, and we did win 2-0. It was quite an easy game till the first half. They played really well. Again at the second half they did really well. By the goals scored by Griezmann. One was a very a weird goal according to what Muslera was doing. He was playing really well at the. He had clean sheets.
Mistake.
Yeah, it was a very silly mistake. What Muslera did, and the first goal from Varane was absolutely beautiful. No one had even thought that Varane could come up, head a goal right in the corner, and Muslera couldn't do anything. So, yeah.
Alright, so France are through, so you jit पछि. So but 2-0 हैन एकदमै राम्रो performance France को अहिलेसम्म आइराको छ. So whereas Uruguay पनि यो consistent नै थियो, but unfortunately loss भयो. So France को performance यहाँले हेर्नु भयो अहिलेसम्म, like seeing the performance of World Cup कतिको capable छ अब final पुग्न.
France, according to me, is very capable of reaching the World Cup finals. This semi-final, Belgium versus France, is arguably the final for me. Whoever wins this match is going to win the final. I hope they don't come to bite me back, but still, France is very likely to win the World Cup if they win against Belgium. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Alright, so France side, I look at them young, enthusiastic as we can see that hunger in French team. And so, do you think you can easily beat up Belgium?
I can never say that, and it's a World Cup stage. We have seen a lot of good teams going out with really easy teams that they should have won, but it's Belgium. I can't say anything about it because Belgium have been playing really good. They were the top scorers. They're still the top scorers of the World Cup, right? The team has scored more goals than anyone. Even in the qualifiers, they were the top scorers, right? They have a really good attack. Defensive-wise, they might be a little old, and might be, there's some chance of, the youngest players of France doing something to the defense with their pace and with their agility, but it's going to be a really hard game. It could arguably be the final of the World Cup, this game. That's my opinion as well, though.
Alright, so Belgium are also in the semi-final. So top 4 of FIFA World Cup 2018. Belgium is also there, the young side. Like alikati favorites thin होला Belgium, so but they have proved that they are the best. So Brazil सँगै quarter-final match भएको थियो Belgium सँग. एकदमै Brazil भन्नेबित्तिकै एकदमै strong and tough side, so we'll see that quick highlights, then we'll talk further. So अबको लागि let's look at Brazil versus Belgium.
Name of the game.
It was 2-1 for Belgium against Brazil, and Belgium are through beating Brazil. That was expected or not?
Well, if you ask a Belgium fan, then I'll say we were expected to beat Brazil simply because of the fact that one, they did not have Casemiro, who held the entire team together, and another because Belgium's attack has been the best attack in the world over the past few years.
So if one player, like key player, is missing, then your whole squad go wrong. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a high chance of that happening because what Casemiro could do and his replacement Fernandinho couldn't do. That's exactly shown in Brazil's squad because what Casemiro could have hold the ball a long time. He could have disrupted the attack that Belgium could provide. So for Fernandinho, he did score an own goal, obviously, but what he could do and what Casemiro can do, it's a huge difference. Casemiro has been playing for Real Madrid really well. He's been scoring goals. He's been helping the team win 3 consecutive Champions League. So according to the power that Casemiro has, the power, the ability, Fernandinho couldn't do that, and yeah, it did disrupt the whole Brazil squad.
Yes, it did disrupt, but Neymar, like he was expecting goals, but Courtois with the great saves, and so he saved brilliant saves of Neymar. So Neymar, this drama pani bhairahcha Neymar ko World Cup ma, so being a star player, so just a dramatic चाहिँ नहुनु पर्ने हो जस्तो पनि लाग्छ हामीलाई.
And more than dramatic, football has really changed over the past few years, especially for the viewers. Because inside the box, if you get tripped down and you don't fall, then you don't get a penalty. And it's better for the team if you get a penalty. So football has turned from a game between two teams to a game of minds. If you can trick the referee, or if you can trick the system into getting a penalty, that's better for your team. And who wouldn't want anything better for their own team?
That's true. That's
definitely. So you penalties haruko kura, VAR ko kuraharu yo World Cup bhairako cha हैन. So what do you think, like this VAR technology, it is good? So what is the good point, bad point of this VAR technology?
VAR, according to my opinion, VAR for me is not a good addition to football. Honestly saying, because whatever football is a game of controversy. If you put it that way, right? If there's no controversy in football, there's no fun.
You might as well play FIFA.
Exactly. You might as well play FIFA. Neymar getting a penalty, that would have been controversial. People would be talking about it. Everyone is criticizing Neymar for it. Everyone is criticizing other players. Even Ronaldo's there, Messi's there. They get a penalty. There's a criticism right there because since VAR came in, right, that thing hasn't been the case. Because if someone trips and falls, if the referee gives a penalty, yeah, he can consult VAR. So when he consults it, even though he consults it, during the game of Morocco, we can see that VAR was not allowed. The referee didn't take any VARs, and that resulted in a loss of Morocco's team. Right? They went out from the World Cup. They were playing really well. And VAR was actually, for me, it's a bad thing to be added on. Well, it has good things. VAR does have good things about it, right? Because it's gonna bring the controversy down. In football, football is always a controversial topic. According to players, according to referees, there are referees getting banned from whole football because of their wrong decisions. VAR is a good addition for the referees, not for the fans and the football players. For me.
Yeah, definitely. So, football ma alikati त्यो charm भन्ने कुरा नि अलिकति हराउँछ पनि जस्तो लाग्छ. But good point पनि छ हैन. So fair decision पनि भइराको नै हुन्छ. But bad point पनि छ. So it is going on. So let's say अबको matches हरा VAR को कतिको use चाहिँ हुन्छ. So talking about France ले यो World Cup मा चाहिँ नि game एउटा draw गरेछ. Rest they have won. And you beat Argentina. Was that expected?
Against Argentina, actually, most of us will say that was a thing that could have gone on. Argentina did lost only 4-3. It was a very close game, but if you ask me, a close game between the two of them was not that really close. Mbappe was really quick. He completely destroyed the defense of Argentina, which wasn't good, which isn't actually doing that well since 2014, because that's why they have been getting more goals, scoring less, right? Because everyone's dependent on Messi. But what France did was they just deployed a 19-year-old kid who could destroy everything in his path, right? He just runs and runs. He just has to get a ball. If he's clear, he can score a goal. That's what football is all about, scoring a goal. Rather than just, everyone playing good. People are going to say that it's a team game, but until and unless you score a goal, you're not going to win. And football is all about winning. So that's what I'm going to say.
All right. So, in your side, you have won all the matches. Yeah. That is brilliant record. Beating Brazil. So before that, Japan सँग चाहिँ अलिकति चाहिँ नि गाह्रो भएको थियो जापानको म्याचमा हैन. सो जापान सँग लाइक त्यसरी के चाहिँ नि यहाँ ड्रब्याक्स पाउनु भयो?
in the game against Japan, we did one very crucial mistake, and that is the same mistake Germany did against Korea, and that is they underestimated Japan, similar to Germany underestimating Korea. Belgium thought, it's Japan. Come on. We're third in the FIFA standings and look how far they are.
Japan to
I need my glasses to see how far Japan are. We could see Dries Mertens, Eden Hazard, who are incredible players, absolutely world-class players. They didn't even track back to the Japanese fullbacks because they're not going to score, but they did. And that is the mistake that ended up almost costing us a place in the World Cup quarterfinals. But we came back in the second half, and we came back incredibly well. And maybe if that incident against the match of Japan didn't take place, maybe we wouldn't have learned that we should not take anyone lightly. Maybe that match has now taught us that we should go all guns blazing from the first minute, and maybe against France, that's what we're going to do. And maybe that stumble against Japan is going to be the key to our World Cup success, hopefully.
हामीले पनि लेसन सिक्यौँ हैन, never underestimate anyone. So that is a big lesson that we are learning from this World Cup. So now you both are against each other, France versus Belgium. So France ko side अब Belgium, what do you think will be your strategy and your lineup?
According to what's happening in the World Cup currently, हैन, अब कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि फ्रान्सले जुन हिसाबले गेम खेलिरहेछ, you know what they have put on the table, right? The pace they have, the midfield control they have with Pogba, Matuidi, right? And they can disrupt defense, disrupt anyone's attack with a player like Kante, right? What Belgium, I see in Belgium is their attacking force, right? So you have key defenders, you know, you have one of the best defenders in the world right now, Raphael Varane, Umtiti, you know, you have a keeper that has been brilliant over the years, you know, Hugo Lloris. And currently you see the midfield of France, which is like almost incredible, you know, how can we beat the midfield they have, right? Being Pogba, an attacking player and a defensive midfielder, right? Kante has the same thing, Matuidi has the same thing. And if you look at the forward, Giroud has been playing a lot, is not at his best. Currently he's not doing anything, he hasn't scored goals, right? But the pace of Mbappe, the magic that Griezmann provides the French team could be really key to actually beating Belgium this time.
So what will be your lineup?
The possible lineup, according to me, I see is obviously 4-5-1. You're gonna have a four-man defense with Varane, Umtiti, Pavard, and Hernandez. And obviously, you can't replace anyone in the midfield, right? There in a Kante, then there's Mbappe, Matuidi. You know, Griezmann's gonna play back behind Giroud because obviously Giroud has ability to play a sole striker. He can score goals. He has a brilliant head. You know, if there's a cross in the box and he gets a head on it, it could be a goal. So that's why I think 4-5-1 would be a key formation to play against Belgium.
So your formation la beat garna Belgium formation चाहिँ के हुनु पर्यो त?
So there's two aspects to the formation that Belgium are going to play today. One is the formation I want, but that most likely is not going to be the case simply because we do not have Thomas Meunier, who is unavailable for the tonight's match because of the 2 yellow cards that he's considered in the tournament, meaning we don't have a right back. But if Belgium are to withstand the force of Mbappe, Griezmann and other very good French players, then we need a 4-3-3 with our main man Thibaut Courtois in goal and our left back Vertonghen, and then Kompany, Alderweireld and young Dedrick Boyata replacing Thomas Meunier. And in our midfield, I would have Axel Witsel, Marwan Fellaini and Nasser Chadli, just like we had in against Brazil, but a small change in attack with regards to the match against Brazil. Kevin De Bruyne played a center forward, but Kevin De Bruyne against France hopefully drops a bit back and distributes the play forward with our two strikers, Eden Hazard and Romelu Lukaku.
So both have strong teams, strong names, strong players. It's going to be tough match, one of the hell match tonight. It's going to be more than a final. And it's a final scoreline prediction?
I think it's going to be around, for me it's like around 90 minutes it's going to be 2-2. because both have a great attacking form, great attacking talent, and they can score goals. I don't think there's a goal in extra time, because obviously you don't do right that. Just don't attack all the time, because they're both great teams. If you attack, there's a possibility of counter attack and you can get some goals. There's a huge possibility of that. And I can't say anything about a penalty shootout, because obviously it gives a 50-50 chance, 50% chance to both the teams. So I guess it'll end up in the penalty shootout today.
And what's your thought?
Very similar to his. There is a difference between playing a World Cup final and playing a normal match. As we could see last year, or basically most World Cup finals, they go to extra time. That is because teams prefer not losing over winning. Very similarly, I want Belgium to not lose before thinking of winning. With that thing in mind, I think it's going to be 1-1. Both teams are going to score their first goal in the first half, and we're not going to see a single goal after the end of the first half. Especially after we reach extra time, both teams are going to have a lot of people back, because if you concede one goal in extra time, then it's over. So with that thing in mind, it's very likely that it's going to head to a World Cup semi-final in a penalty shootout.
Right, so this game is not to be missed. So this is going to be one of the best match of this World Cup, more than a final. So all the best, and I am rooting for Belgium. Let's see what happens. All the best to you both, and thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The name of the game.